Welcome to the Drum Social Podcast with Alex Morse and Ben Bell.
Welcome to the Drum Social Podcast. Today's guest, he plays drums, he makes drums, he's let us into his hotel room. Mr. Caden Clinton. How's it going?
Great. This is awesome. Yeah, welcome to my hotel.
Yep.
Thank you for having us. Are you happy that we're in your hotel room?
Yes.
Are you angry?
I'm very excited to be doing this podcast, so we can do this anywhere. It's my hotel room or van, so I don't mind at all.
Right. To begin, we like to give the guest a gift.
I've heard.
So beside Alex, I believe this time, could you hand Caden the gift?
I don't know what it is, but get
Thank
that
you very
down.
much.
So there's a few things in there, and I can walk you through why they are in that bag.
Oh, miniature pool.
So there's a miniature pool table in there. Now, one, because you're on tour right now.
Yes.
And I thought there might be moments in between shows or perhaps in the bus where you get bored and you think, we need something to do.
Mm-hmm.
I also wasn't sure if you're pool kids because of Splish Splash Splosh, the water pool, or the pool game pool.
It's whatever the heart desires. It could be either or.
So it's either or.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Hey, this is amazing.
You don't have to get it out, but please do.
No,
I will let you know straight off the bat, my dear friend, that that's got the 3-star rating off of an Amazon review list. And I'm not proud of you getting it from Amazon, but the one I ordered from a nice shop didn't show up. And
No,
it was
it's beautiful.
And also, when I checked it, I had to get a refund because it was 1.5 meters long.
It's 5-star to my heart, so thank you very much.
So it might break. There's a few other things in the bag.
I was going to say they're chopsticks, but I think they're the pool cues.
Yeah, they fell out.
You could
Amazing.
use them as chopsticks.
Oh, what is this?
So it depends what you pick up
I
first.
think it's beautiful scooters.
Beautiful scooters. Now, I got you mini scooters
Thank you.
because
Yes.
I was perusing your Instagram
Yes.
and you have a great, is it like Tony Hawk's Pro Symbol Maker 4?
Yes. I
I mean, guys, get on Caden's Instagram if you haven't.
was
You do it correctly.
Thank you. Yeah, no, the neighbor was tossing out a scooter, and I just moved to Pittsburgh around that time, and so I lived on like this insane slight hill. So I just was bombing this hill with like what is it, like the neighbor's scooter they were tossing out.
Yeah.
And so it's in my garage, and I thought it'd be funny to do a video where I just like drill pressed it out and then made it a symbol. But it's no longer. I don't have it anymore. I tossed it.
Does it
But-
sound good?
Oh, it sounded like. I mean,
It's cool.
yeah, I'm like if you were like a breakbeat drummer, like I'm sure you can make it sound sick, but it's just legit, just like hitting metal. It's like click, 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 click.
Yeah.
But yes, and then illegal eggs.
Illegal eggs. I'm an illegal egg, said Sting. We got you one for you and one for each member of the band.
Thank you so very much.
So, you know,
I'm excited. Yeah, these feel already much heavier than ones in the States.
yeah.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
legit. Yeah,
So Kinder Eggs, why are they illegal in America?
because
Help us, please understand the ways of your
what I
world.
understand is that we're not smart enough to know there's like a gift in it, so it's a choking hazard.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do have them now, I believe,
Yeah.
but it's like paper or like some kind of like smaller
Just taking
gift.
people out.
Yeah, and so now
Taking out the lowest IQ members of the American
exactly.
society.
Yes. But
Well,
yeah,
enjoy it.
These have serious weight, so I'm excited for the
Yeah.
treat.
Kinder egg. I think that means child egg in German. I'm not sure. Right, there are your gifts. I hope you don't hate them.
I love them. Thank you.
Right, we like to start with how you got into drums, your drum journey. How did it all begin for you?
Nice. So I was born and raised in a town called Vero Beach. And if you look at the map of Florida, you will not see it.
Okay.
If you get like a microscope to find it, it's super small. And with that being said, I don't know why or how, but like definitely at the time, like the school system in my hometown funded the arts. And so my elementary school was like a percussion society. So they had like you'd learn recorder still, but also they're like marimba and xylophone. And so
Marimbas.
when you're like in school, you would like go to music class and you learn like either they'll put you on like the bass marimba, and like it was cool. And so got into like percussion like super early, but the one day in music class like they brought out like a drum kit, and I was like, that's it. And so I come home and I'm like, I want a drum kit. My parents were like, absolutely not. And so third grade I auditioned for like the touring solo ensemble group. And so I got in, like they picked like a few, like 3 fourth graders, and I got into that. And then 5th grade came around and I still kept doing it. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. But like, I want to play drum kit like so bad. So I started taking small lessons, and then my hometown had a thing called the Treasure Coast Percussion Camp, which is like a percussion camp that was like a week long in the summer. and they'd bring in like clinicians. And it was like endorsed by like Yamaha. And it was sick. And so I was like drum kit. And my parents were like, yeah, like you're taking this seriously. And so in 5th grade, it was like my birthday. And of course, like pretty much the entire past few years, every holiday, every like tooth fairy, I'd be like, I hope she brings me a snare drum. But it was just like, I was not getting the drum kit. And so it was 5th grade. I was like, I would love a drum kit, please. And so they're like, maybe, like, we'll see. 5th grade happens, and then they got me a guitar, and they're like, well, like, and I was like, no. And so eventually 6th grade comes around. I'm in middle school band, and I'm like really into bands at this point, and I love them. And in Vero, we have like knockoff Boy Scouts. It was called like Adventure Guides. It was like more so like
way better name.
Yeah,
It's a cooler name.
there was a different name that they had to change it from, but it was then called Adventure Guides, and it was like kind of like Boy Scouts, but where you learn how to make a fire, you're also told what to throw in it that explodes.
Right.
So it was pretty sick.
Was it called Ron Swanson Camp at the beginning?
No, but I'll tell you later. But
Leave it.
so we would do like every week, like the dads and the kids would meet up, and one of the kids, Ryan, had a brother who played in this pop punk band called Away With You, and I remember we showed up as we were finishing, and I was just like, this is a band, like, oh my God, I'm playing bands. And so I was like abusing the free metal download on iTunes every week. And I was like, Slipknot sick, like Bullet for My Valentine's sick, like Ryan's brother's band sick.
Yeah.
And so I'm like completely obsessed with like bands. And so I keep, it's Christmas, and I'm like, I want to like drum kit, please, drum kit, please,
Was
drum
the
kit,
guitar
please.
at this point just on the campfire? You just let
Pretty
it
much, it should have been like respectfully. It was nice that they supported me, but I was like, this is like not it.
Yeah.
Like I know I need a drum kit. And so Christmas happens, and we had Christmas with my grandma in Colorado, and we come home, and it was like late at night, and it was like no drum kit under the tree, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. And we're like opening presents, and like I open like cymbals, and I'm like, oh, like this is it. And my parents were like, oh, like I thought you would like these, and I'm like, yeah, but like, where's the drum kit? But like in the back of my head, I'm like, it's somewhere. Like it's somewhere. I just got to keep playing it cool. And then so we finished like wrapping.
Patience you've had here.
I know. And we finished wrapped up the gifts and all. And so my dad's like, oh, can you help me in your room real quick? And I'm like, yeah, please. I run back, sure enough, drum kit. And then like also my grandfather bought me double kick pedals too.
Oh,
5,000.
God.
So
Come on.
and so my poor parents, like, first time getting a drum kit, and then I'm also like, I need to play like Joey Jordison.
Yeah.
I'm like, and they're playing the most fucked up double kick, and so I'm like, okay, like I'm set, like we're good. And so my parents were like, as soon as you start like holding like draping clothing over this, like it's gone. Like you need to like play the drums.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And so 7th grade comes around, and I got like a cell phone. And my brother thought it was like a free ringtone website. And my brother, so like once again, still love drums, I was like obsessed with it. But my brother sent me a ringtone because he thought it'd be funny, and it was the People's Elbow demo, like Attack. And I had like this really fucked up flip phone, and the drum fill, like the sounded huge, and I'm being like, oh my God, like what is this? And then what was gonna be a prank, like straight up like changed my life, because I was like, oh my God, like, so I look it up, find like Attack, and I'm like, just become metalcore pilled. And I'm like to plan, I'm like, oh, we came as Romans, like all this stuff. And I remember
We came as Romans.
I come into drum lessons like that week, and my drum instructor, or like we had like a music shop called Melody Music in my hometown, which was just like kind of like old heads teaching people, oh, like guitar, like no one, like everybody played an instrument, but like no one like toured, and no one was like super serious about it.
Yeah.
And I remember coming in, and I'm like, you need to teach me this. And it was like, do plant a seed. And he was just like, yeah, like you're like, I'm not teaching you this. Like, I don't know how to play this. But so throughout like 6th to 8th grade, I just got like super into like metalcore. And I thought the parts were sick. I thought the kids were sick. Like Truth, Shine, like SJC, like all those companies were like doing stuff. And I was like this is awesome. Like this is like what I want to do. And so I still did marching band, or still did like band throughout middle school. And then went to high school, and that's where like it like all changed for me. Like, I mean, I guess everything keeps changing, but I was like, because I was like in 8th grade and I was obsessed with like Luke Holland covers and like Matt McGuire covers, and I think you're like 14 in 8th grade in the States at least.
Yeah.
And I couldn't play any of those songs, but I would look at the Mark McGuire and like Luke Holland videos, and they'd be like, I'm 17, like I'm 18, and I'm like, okay, like I got time, and so I go to high school, and it's like the first day of band camp, and it was like marching band, and you have to be there at like 6 a.m. You're there all day long, and so my high school's band was like huge, and everybody who's a freshman had to be in the pit for the first year. Percussion director like sat us all down. He was like, hey, like I want to have a talk with y'all. Like I know you're meeting your like classmates and peers, but like there's a kid that's gonna be in pit with y'all named like Nate Peterson, and like he's good as fuck. Like,
yeah.
Like whatever, like you just do not feel any kind of way about it. Like do not feel bad about your playing. Like Nate is just like awesome. And so I was like, can he play to plant a seed? Like fuck no. Like no. Like who? No. And so sure enough, we get introduced to Nate, and Nate's 14 as well, and was born in a gospel church. Like and like he just like sat down and played, and I was just like. And that's like a huge thing in my life because I'm like, oh my God, like Luke Holland and like Matt McGuire are like 18, 17, like playing that well. I'm like, here's Nate at 14. And I was like, oh my God, like I can be good at this age too. And that like got me like really, really like cranked up. And Nate became like one of my like biggest inspirations because I was like, we lived in the same hometown, super small. I'd go to like his church like later in high school to like watch him play. And he's just like, to this day, I think one of the best players I've ever met. And he's just like, is like a homie, like a friend. Like he never went into music.
Good.
He just like was just good and just like got out.
Yeah.
But so my high school band was like, I have like Nate now, like super inspiring to me. And I'm like, okay, like I have this like kid that can teach me drum kit now. And then my band was just like intense. We would have band like Monday through Friday in class. And then during like marching season, like Tuesday and Thursday from like 5 till 9 we have rehearsal. And so I just was like grinding marching chops and stuff. And I like really started to like resent it. I was just like, I just want to play breakdowns. I was like, I just want to play drum kit. And then I think my band directors kind of knew that too. And so we'd be like doing symphony and they're just kind of like, you ever think about quitting? And I was like, no. But, I did all throughout high school. And when I graduated, like I think like in order to graduate in Florida, you need like a 2.0 GPA. I probably had like a 2.1. Like I barely got over because I was like, I just want to play in bands. And I kind of like skipped over this, but I started playing in bands in high school.
Yeah.
And with my neighbor Alec and then my two friends Jake and Brandon, and, like that was like my first band. And then my dad let us rehearse at the house, and like full cabs and stuff were like huge in metalcore at that time.
Yeah.
And we all thought like that's what you need to be in a band.
Yeah.
So God, my poor dad, like he was very nice, like drum kit, like full cabs, a PA system, bass cab, like all in my bedroom. And so on Sundays we'd have like band rehearsal, and my dad was like, all right, I'll see you. And then none of us knew how to we were like, we couldn't play. Like it was like, I love it and it was sick, but like, it was like so much like learning together, which was amazing, that my dad was just like, I got to get out of the house.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my gosh, like this is it. Like, this is it. And so around like junior and senior year, like I had like a bunch of conversations with my parents where I'm like, I just want to drop out. Like this is doing nothing for me. And like my parents were super supportive, and they were like, but no, they're like, we love that you have this passion, and like, but like not everybody like gets to chase a dream. So they're like, we want you to go to school and have like a fallback, but like you can't drop out. So I'm like, okay. But then like 2 weeks later, I'd be like, yo, I just failed out Spanish class. Like this is a sign for me to get out. Like, and they're like, absolutely not. And so
no me gusta.
Did what?
I don't know. I failed as well.
But got out, like graduated high school, and I got like really big into Facebook groups, and because I was like big at the time.
Yeah.
And so I was like part of like the Defend Pop Punk group and like a bunch of like emo groups.
Right.
And throughout that, I learned that Tallahassee had like a phenomenal music scene, like DIY scene. And there's this band called like Little League that I really enjoyed. And I was like, okay, like this band's up here.
Joel's nodding.
Joel's nodding.
What's up?
He loves it.
Nice. But so like I got to go to Tallahassee. So I graduated high school, and I had a scholarship I had a martial arts scholarship.
What?
And so
you can't just drop that sentence.
My parents, I like had obviously like
Different kind of
ADD,
chops.
and so they're like, put me in. I was in martial arts, and then it was like alternating like music, martial arts.
What a life.
And so I got like 3 black belts, and so I had like and so each belt got you like, each degree in that belt was like money, if that makes sense. Like you get like $1,000 per degree or per.
What?
So I got,
because you were just robbing everyone in Tallahassee.
because my parents, well, this was in Vero. So my parents put me in like when I was like 5. And so when I, graduated high school, I was like 18. I had some degrees. And so they're like, so I went and got my AA off like a martial arts scholarship. But so I was like, okay, I'll use this to get to Tallahassee.
Yeah.
And so moved to Tallahassee, filled like my, I had like a Pontiac Vibe. And so I put like it was like computer, some clothing, and like all my gear. I was like, this is like it. And so moved to Tallahassee, and I lived in like an apartment, and it was like a 3rd floor apartment. And I was like, ooh, I don't know how I'm going to practice up here, but I'll figure something out.
Pedal.
Yeah, no. And so there's like a Tallahassee DIY Facebook page, and like off rip, I like posted, I was like, I just moved to Tallahassee. I really want to play in bands. And by the way, like I have nice gear. I was just like, a lot of people don't. And I was just like, I'm trying my, like, let me play for somebody. And so this girl like reached out to me. Her name was like Katie, and she had a project called like Kilo Tango, and she was like a band on like Burger Wiener Records, which was kind of like surf rock.
Right.
And so I was like, I'll take it. And so I started playing in this surf rock band, and I played horrifically in it because parts would be like dun, 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 but I was like dun, 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 and I was like, I feel horrible for it, because I was like, damn, like I was not the right guy for this. But I was like trying to be like, yeah, like look, I'm in town. Like,
yeah.
And so it is, at this point, I've been in Tallahassee for like a semester, and like I'm going to shows, and like the scene's amazing. It's like everything like what I wanted to be, but like I'm not in like a band that I like want to be in quite yet. And so it was the first day of 2nd semester, and I was in a media literacy class, and they wanted to do like introductions. You had to do like write 100-word like online. They're trying to like introduce like how to tell if something's fake or not online. And so you had to like write like a professional like bio about yourself, and then like present it to the class, and the class would determine if it was fake or not. It was really strange, but it's all real, because I mean, yeah. But so I was just like, I like wrote in this like thing, I was like, I really do not want to be here. Like, I want to play drums. I was like, that like I'm only in Tallahassee to play drums. And so they're like, oh, that was real. So I sit down, class ends, and a kid approaches me, and he's just like, hey, like my friend's band's auditioning for a drummer. I was like, I'll take it. And so I got the contact information, and it was Christine's old band. And so I reached out to her, and she was like, oh yeah, come audition. So I come over, and I audition, and they're like, we'll let you know. And then I was like, all right, cool. I'll see you later. I'm going to like McDonald's. She's like, oh, what's your order? And so her and I started like instantly clicking about fast food and like sauces.
Right. Well,
And so we're just like, yeah, sauces. And so
What a sentence.
we are like, yeah, we hit it off. I eventually do get in, but now I'm like playing in like 2 bands, and I have nowhere to practice, or no like, cause Christine has a house but I can't just go over and practice. So I still live in an apartment. Both my roommates who were random moved out like the first week of living in this apartment together. So I had this whole apartment to myself. And so I like reached out to my dad, and I was like, yo, can you like make me something? Because my dad was like a big part of like all me like enjoying building is because my dad, because he was an artist, and like I could never like afford a Truth kit or something. But granted, I would like go on like the customization thing, and I'd be like 8 kick drums, 45 toms, clear, sparkle. Like I would rack up like 100K kit. And he's like, you're no. But so we would, back in high school, we'd go to like this place called the Ping Pong Shop, and they would have like really nice gear in there for some. Oh yeah, it was really nice gear, but every once in a while like orphan toms. So we would go and buy the orphan toms, and my dad would take me home, teach me how to like strip them and like bondo everything, and then eventually I'd just be like slowly back up and just let him do it as I watch. But we would would make stuff like that. And so I was like, yo, like I can't play in my apartment. Like I need to play. Can you make me something? And so like he would like make me kind of like, he went and got like galvanized metal, cut it out, like rhythm crashers. And so he just would make me like things like mock up hi-hats and mock up things so I can like play in the apartment.
Genius.
And I was like, sick. Thanks, Dad. And so I was like, finally have like a practice set up in my apartment and playing in bands. And I'm like, this is sick. But I'm like, I really don't think the college thing's for me. And so I go home and I start making drums with my dad. make like my first stave shell with him, but also I go back to work where I was working previously, which was like a golf course. And all my same coworkers were still there and they're all having the same arguments. And I was like, okay, I gotta go back to Tallahassee. So, finished the summer, went back to Tallahassee. And then the band Christina and I previously had ended. And then her and I started Pool Kids. And so we wrote LP1 in like a few months, recorded it, didn't like it, re-recorded it, got like a demo and started touring off just like the Borderline demo for like 2 years. And so we eventually got like Nicolette, and then we had a few other guitarists in between. But we would tour in 2 vans or 2 cars because we couldn't have a van. Christine like self-booked everything, and I just was like, yeah, just like that's all I wanted to do was like tour and play drums.
Insane.
It's amazing.
I'm so hope that all made sense.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. First album does well straight away, and then I don't know if this was before or after, but I saw there was the tweet from Hayley Williams.
Yeah, that was after. So the whole thing with like Christina and I is the first record was like just her and I.
Yeah.
And we just really wanted to play like shows in Tallahassee and like house shows. Cause like once again, like the house show scene was like sick. And like kids were going crazy for each other. And we're like, oh my gosh, like we want to be a part of this. And so LP1 really wasn't to like be what it is now. Like we took it seriously, but it was like really just to like have really fun shows in Tallahassee. And so that kind of started happening. And then we started like touring it. And then I think we did like a Texas, like, or we did a tour like it was just Texas. Texas is massive and it has like phenomenal scenes all over it. And like on the way there, I was like, oh my gosh, I got this idea. Like, what if we dropped the kids like Code Orange did, and we did like a metalcore EP for the fuck of it for like April Fool's Day. And so everybody's like, oh, that's fine. And so we ended up doing it. April Fool's Day comes around, we drop it, and just like explodes. And like it was like we got like a Billboard write up off of it, and like that was our biggest write up we've ever had. And we're like, what the like this is like the real thing over here. But so we like dropped it, and I was my notifications are going off. And I'm in Starbucks doing like an essay, and then I see like a notification pop up, and it was like, oh, Hayley Williams tagged you in a post, and I was like, what? And then because I was thinking about it, because I was like, you like, I think at the time of like the algorithm or how that worked is like you wouldn't get push notifications like that if like they follow the person. And then like it dawned on me like, oh my god. So I open it up, and sure enough, and so I'm texting the Pool Kids chat. I'm like, oh my gosh. But it's also April Fool's Day. So I'm like texting people being like, this is happening. And people are like, that's funny. And I'm like, no, go look. But yeah. And then sure enough, and that was awesome. She's very, very nice.
Yeah. Cause the tweet was her saying that she wishes Paramore sounded like you guys in the early days.
Lord.
That's wild.
It was something crazy like that.
Zach Farrell's like one of my favorite drummers.
Yeah.
And so his writing and all that stuff is amazing. But we ended up meeting her a few years later. She like messaged us for a while. Like around the tweet, and she was super kind, and she was just like, oh yeah, if you have questions or need help, reach out. But eventually we did meet her on the Sunny Day shows, and we did like Sunny Day. It was like Sunny Day, and she came out, and I was like watching Sunny Day soundcheck, and I was like standing like in this balcony area, and their TM was just like, oh, like I need to like speak to everybody real quick, and we're like, okay, for sure. And so we're in the green room, and she was just like, oh, just like some very important people coming today, like Caden was standing in an area, and like you just like can't stand up there. And we're like, okay, that's fine. And the team was like, yeah, they're like some really important people. And we're like, oh, like, okay, that's fine. Like we won't go up there. And they're like almost trying to like get us to like ask who. And then eventually they're like, okay, it's Paramore. And we're like, oh no, like that's the scariest show ever. Like, oh my gosh. And so, we go on stage, like once again, like they love Sunny Day. So I was like, maybe we're just coming for Sunny Day.
Yeah.
And so, I come on stage, and my neck has never not been so straightforward. I was like, I cannot look in that general direction.
Oh my God.
At all. And so we play the show. I look down. I'm like, oh, do not look up there. Do not look there. We like unload out. We like pack up. And so I was the last to finish drums. And so finished packing. I go up to the green room, and I open the door, and like she's just like standing in the middle of the green room, and like Taylor is to the right. And she was like, oh my God, hi, like I'm Hayley. And I was like, hey, nice to meet you. And she was like, I love your snare tone. You sound like Snapcase. And I was like, whoa. And Taylor was like, wow, she never says that. And I was like, I'm like, that's fucking crazy. That's like, if I ever like have dementia or like Alzheimer's, like that's one of 3 things that will never leave my head. I'm like, that's gonna be wild. They'd be like, my kids would be like, Granddad, you said this 17 times today. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, she's snap case.
Just wearing the snare as a necklace.
Yeah, I'll never forget it.
Flav with a clock.
But yeah, she's sick. She has this kit. It's like the Remo Lamborghini kit. She's got sick gear too. She's tapped into drums. She's awesome.
Fair play.
Unbelievable.
Shout out Hayley Williams. Didn't think I'd be saying that, but
no. I mean, talking of people at the top tier like Hayley Williams, can we also mention Thrice, Saracen, Motion City Soundtrack, All American Rejects, The Architects, and Paul Kids signed to Epitaph Records.
And I Set My Friends on Fire because I love metalcore.
There you go. Thank you.
Yes.
How does that feel?
It's wild. It's really sick. Like once again, Christina and I mean, most bands do start in a house, but I just, you never really thought I'd like become that. And they've been super kind to us and it's been very nice. Like we meet their team and it's just like, it's wild. I'm like, oh, like I'm a part of this now.
Yeah.
It's just very bizarre. Like, cause like we'll still play like a house show or still do like things that are DIY, but then it's just like, we have this backing and incredibly supportive backing and it's from them. And it just shows that like, they're still really about their roots and like really are about bands.
Has there been a point, because your story's so like, has there been a point where you've been like, fuck, I've made it?
It's like, I don't know what else I'd be doing. Like I do like, probably building drums, but we always talk about it where it's like you have to be like a crazy person to do this because like the money is money. It's like it's nothing beautiful about it. Yeah. Like you have so many reasons that you shouldn't be doing this, but we all look forward to it like endlessly. It's fucking a blast.
Excellent.
And I mean, you mentioned it with like the record label as well. Did the latest album come out on that? So the Easier Said Than Done.
Yeah, that came out on Epitaph.
Yeah. I mean, how was it recording that album? Absolute bangers on it. And I know earlier you mentioned like wanting to hold it back with session stuff, but there's some cheeky drum parts in that album.
Thank you.
It's like a solo in
Danny, yeah.
Oh my God.
Thank you. But tracking LP3 LP3 tracking was much better than LP2. LP2 tracking was beautiful for everybody else. But so a month prior to recording LP2, my mom got hit by a car and died.
Fucking hell.
And I was like, dang. And so my dad and family were like, Pool Kids was like, well, we won't do the record. And my family were like, yo, like you need to do the record. And so my brother, there's like certain laws in Florida about stuff like that. Cause my parents were split and I was like the oldest. And so it fell on me for certain things, but you have to be in Florida to do it. But my brother was like, I'll hold it down for you.
Yeah.
So my brother was like super fucking real for all the stuff he did. And so like during LP2, we went into the record, like I would like track drums and then like we'd take a break and I'd go and be on the phone with like a lawyer or like my brother or my dad or somebody. And like, there's like all this stuff that I have to like be at home working on. And so, I'd do the record back and forth. And like, it was miserable and like a lot of sex, but like, the record was great. I had a lot of fun. And then it turned into like a whole like year-long court case because the guy like sued because states. Yeah. And so, I was on tour and then we were on tour with like Into It Over and I got called into court. So I literally had to fly home, go to court, and then flew back out the next day and went back to tour. And then that whole thing prolonged. And then, happened with the Pool Kids. Then I was out during the summer with another artist and we were doing KEXP that day.
Yeah.
And I had like a Zoom court session. And so I didn't tell her team like what was going on.
Yeah.
And so, we're out west and court's out east. And so it's like 4 a.m, 5 a.m. And so I go outside to do like Zoom court and I'm wearing like pajama pants, but I'm wearing like a suit top. And so I can like look presentable on the call. And so,
smart cash.
So like, it happens, everything's said and done. And I walk back inside. Her manager is like standing there. She's like, "What are you doing awake?" And I'm like, "She's like, why are you dressed like that?" I was like, "I'll explain all later."
Yeah.
But LP2 recording and all that was like dealing, and then going into LP3, I had none of that to worry about.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can actually have a blast.
Yeah.
But also with like LP3, I thought it'd be really fun because I was like, I wrote all the parts. I'm tracking the parts, and I also wanted to like have my own sound, so I built like the whole kit for it. And so the whole kit is like a 3mm stainless steel kit I made in my basement when I was still working out of the basement. And then the snare though was like a Blackwood bell brass snare. And then
Sorry, did I hear that correctly? You built the whole drum kit?
yeah, it's like a 150-pound stainless steel drum kit. It's like 3 millimeters. It's a beast. I can never tour it, but if I did, I could do like reps with it. I'm sure I get pretty strong.
I mean, yeah, just to round off that bit for the listeners, go check out the Easier Said Than Done album.
Thank you.
It's insane. Like, I've seen you live. I watched you at the Seabright Arms
Yeah.
like 2 years ago. And I was with my mates that aren't drummers. And they were like, this guy's insane.
I wish
And
you would have said hello and been like, in 3 years, like some like mysterious
I'll be
stuff.
in your hotel room at some point.
You would have
Yes.
been arrested, Alex, on site.
That show was amazing.
Yeah, go check out Caden on Instagram as well. It's at Crafty Caden. One
Yeah.
of the best drummers you'll watch. Just, cheeky drum fills, pure finesse on the kit.
Can I quickly ask a question about your
Go for
drum
it.
part writing?
Yeah.
What's going on in the beautiful brain of yours? Because there's such like beautiful drum parts that you write.
I think a lot of it comes from like the being in band, like in high school and such. Like a lot of it, I think like the sticking comes from like marching band. And then a lot of like, I guess kind of the melodicness of it where things are moving around from like cymbals and hi-hats comes from like symphony playing.
Right.
And then the rocking of it comes from mellow chord. But yeah, I think I really do like, even though I didn't have like the best time in band because me and one of the clinicians did not like each other. I like
Right.
straight up hate this man. Dude, he was like a
What's his name? What's his name? Gonna get you, bro.
I will. And so the thing is, like, dude, yeah, you're like an adult beefing with a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, I walked into the band one day and he was like in front of the jazz band and he's just like, yeah, whatever. Like, don't listen to what's his name. He doesn't know what he's doing. And I was like, oh, like, dude, I hated him. Like, still to this day, I have a
It's
burning
like drum
passion.
line.
Yeah.
Why was he going for you?
I think just an old head. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cause like I don't want to be misquote this, but I think he played around. He played in like a pretty serious big band.
Yeah.
And then he retired, moved to like a beach town, and then like helped out with the band. So I think he was just like, oh, the kid doesn't take it seriously, or like maybe just power tripped because he was like from an older generation. But he did not like me. Like I was like I come into class. I remember playing like a Christmas Carol, and he's like, stop. You're playing that wrong. I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, you hold it sideways. I'm like, you don't. That's not how you. He like made an example out of me anytime he could, and I'm like, I'm gonna see you again one day.
We're going
And
back to court for this.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm not gonna be a minor either. And I'm like, I will remember this. Like,
And the karate as well.
That's why you built that heavy drum kit, isn't it? Just like montage.
but yeah, even though I didn't enjoy my time in band fully, I do think if I didn't do it, I would not have been like, I would like have like kind of my writing, which I do appreciate. It's like very, and like kind of like ethics and like with stuff, like I like to be very early because my band was like, if you're not early, if you're early, you're on time, you're late.
Yeah.
And so there's like a lot of professionalism I got from band that I'm like, I really appreciate that I didn't, I don't think I took advantage of or appreciated at the time. But now that I'm older, I'm like, wow, like that was sick. And I'm glad that happened, even though it caused me to hate somebody.
Yeah.
But
it's created beautiful drum parts.
thank you.
And now we can go on to gear.
Right, and now we'll move on
Nice,
to gear.
nice.
I mean, yeah, you spoke about it before. Normally in this section, we're just chatting about whoever and what they're endorsed by and stuff.
Yeah.
But building your own drums,
Yeah,
Clinton
come on.
drums, I've seen the videos
Yeah.
online. How did this all sort of come about?
So, I have like no endorsements.
Yeah.
I play for Blackwood and I love Travis. I think like out of all the boutiques, like Blackwood is like the one.
Right.
They are the only company that does like all US made stuff. Like Travis, he's a genius. Well, I guess some other companies do as well, but like he does his own like designs for sponge shells. Like he is like the real deal. I enjoy, and he's also not necessarily jaded, but he doesn't gatekeep. Like I'm not like, I don't ask him like how to do things, but he'll like help me on certain things and be like, oh, like, you know, like with like stainless steel, like you should do this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
amazing. Like he is amazing. And I love his drums and I love him as like a creative and like a business person because he's just like, he does it. He knows what he's doing. But yeah, I love Travis and Blackwood like a lot. While living in college, I got really into restoring drums because I was working at a pizza shop. And
It's round.
Yeah.
They're both round.
that's
The measurements.
there's a video I took. There's a video I took down, but I worked at this pizza shop that we like hand toss like 30-inch pizzas. So we had these like 30-inch pizza trays.
Now you're talking.
So I took one from the shop and I like drilled a hole in the center of it, and it was the driest ride ever. And so this was like during COVID, and had to make like content. And the owner, like my boss knew I toured, and he was like cool with everything I did. He like would let me tour and come back. I have a great appreciation for like that boss, Josu. But the owner had no like he would I didn't even know he followed me or anything. So I posted this video of me playing like the pizza tray. And he texts me and he's like, "Did you steal that from work?" I was like, "No, they're $30 online," which I had to Google real quick how much they cost. But like, yeah, I fucking stole it from work. And I was like, fuck, he follows like an account. I'm like, I don't know how that happened. But so I guess like we're just all like, I keep jumping around. I apologize. But
No.
So jump around.
I was building things with my dad in high school, and he always like installed the like idea of like it's built, not bought. And so he like, I know he like, as I got like really into it, he's like, "I wanted to strangle you." He's like, "I was trying to make you do this at like 14." And I was like, I didn't want to touch a table saw. But so in high school, like when I was like 18, I like wanted to like make my own drums. And like you can like go on Google and get like North Star and like Keller shells. But I was like, no, like everybody has those. Like I want to like make my own shells. And so you needed like everything under the sun to build them. And I was like, I can't afford this. And then I came across Stave. And I was like, oh my God. So I showed my dad like the plans. He's like, oh, like we can do this. So we went to Home Depot, and like, I say we, but it was really just him, made a Stave shell for me. And then I was like, oh, cause I did like the first cut, and he's like, all right. And then he just does it. And then it was awesome. But we made like one shell, and it's the snare on Safe Sex, actually, the first record.
Yeah.
So
Crazy title name.
I was like, yeah, that was all Christine. But you know, I make one drum, and it's just like, and I guess my dad's kind of the same way. We'll like pick up a hobby, we learn who can do it, and then we just like go crazy for a second, and then we drop it. And so we make one drum, and it works, and it sounds sick. And then so my dad will text me. He's like, he made like 4 more shells. He's like, oh, like these are cool. And I'm like, okay, so we're just like making drums now. And so I come home, and then we just never do anything with them, never built them back out. And so I have like a bunch of these old Stave shells. But so I go to college, but I really enjoyed making drums, but I live in an apartment, and I can't have tools in there. So I was like, damn. And so from the apartment, I went to a house that was called Slime Time. We like threw shows out of. And so I couldn't have tools in there yet because like we threw shows out of the house. And so then from there, we moved to another house called the Armory, and we threw shows out of there. I lived in like a house venue for like 5 years. Mm-hmm. And even though like I had space for tools, I couldn't keep them in there because the bands would play in there. So I was like, I still want to build. So I got like hand tools, and I kept them all in my room. So I was like making like ching rings and like braiding things and putting bells on it, anything I can do with my hands. And so I really enjoyed all that stuff. And then so, but the whole dream still is to like make my own drums. And so that wasn't happening yet. And so COVID happens, like the Florida housing market kind of like skyrockets because everybody like Florida's like COVID isn't real. And so like legit, like we're on tour with the Wonder Years, and tour gets canceled because of COVID. I come home, and then the next day my boss is like, can you come to work? And I was like, fuck yeah. Like I'll come in. Like I need the money. And so pretty much all the houses in Florida get skyrocketed, and everything's being sold. So my house gets sold, and my partner at the time, her house gets sold. So she was moving to Pittsburgh with her best friend, and I was like, I'll follow. So moved up there with them, and we had a garage. We had like, it was like a townhome, and then like a garage, and no one parked their car or anything in there. So I was like, oh, like maybe I can eventually put tools down there or something. And so at this time I was still like making ching rings, still making things. And at this point I just was like, I just started like reaching out to drummers, like if I liked them or if I didn't like not if I liked them or if I knew them, like I just like was trying everything. So I was DMing like a bunch of like drummers, and I was like, hey, like I making this ching ring, like I really like your playing, which is true. Like I wouldn't reach out to them if I didn't. Yeah. And I was like, I would be really curious if your feedback on this. So I was like messaging drummers and like friends, and I messaged this, I forget his last name, which I feel really bad about. Malcolm, sorry. I messaged the drummer of Sales, Malcolm, and I was like, hey, because dude, the band Sales is so sick. It's like bedroom pop, and the drums are so precise. And I was like, I think you would like, I would be curious, what do you think about my accessories? And so I sent him a bunch, and he was like, oh, these are awesome. Like, how much do you want for them? I was like, I don't want anything. Like I feel bad making you buy these? Like, I kind of just came to you. And he was like, no, like, I'll pay for them. I'm like, no. He's like, well, I'll get you money somehow one day. I was like, word. And so, you know, I'm touring still, and I'm trying to find like a metal supplier, because like I know about plate drums, I know about like cast drums, and I'm like, plate is probably the easiest way for me to have my own shell. And so I started going to like metal suppliers, and I'm like, can I have metal? And they're like, yes. Like most of the times they said no, because like, well, sometimes I'd have to say no too, because I would try to get the clippings and they wouldn't clip for me, and they'd try to sell me the whole sheet, and like I couldn't fit a sheet. I have a Honda CRV, and so I'm like, I can't fit a whole sheet of metal in my car. And then, like once it's in there, like I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah.
And so once again, I live in Pittsburgh, and so I started going to like calling places in Ohio about metal. Started calling places in like Virginia about metal, and even Florida, because I was like, I'll just have my dad do it for me.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't find any places that could sell me what I need with metal. And then one day I got like a Facebook ad for the most like stereotypical metal shop name. I was like, this is fake. And so, but I was like, that's down the street from me. So I'll just go check it out. So I show up, and I was like, because you know the band meme with the triangle, it's like, has gear, has a car, can't tour, like that stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty much with metal. It was like, can do a clipping, has metal, not the right gauge, like all this stuff. And like I show up, and they had the trifecta. I was like, oh my gosh. And so I just started buying a bunch of metal. So I get in my car, and I'm like, fuck, like I don't even know how to roll this. So I have a car full of like sheet metal, and I'm like, oh my God. And so I take it home, and I fill up the entire garage with it. Like with the washing machines downstairs, my partner was like, I'm like, I'm making drums. Like, you just gotta trust the process. So I started calling like a bunch of like fabricators, and I was like, hey, like I really need like this, because like I live in a townhome. I can't afford like a roller or industrial roller. And so I just started calling fabricators, and I was like, can you do this for me? And they're like, no. I was like, you legit have an airplane on your website. Like you're lying to somebody here. Like you either like can roll a circle, or like you can't make an airplane. Like you talking about precision, like somebody's lying. So once again, I was doing like Ohio, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and one of the airplane factories I called was like, hey, like you and me, like we're like, I can't do this, but like I know a guy that can probably help you. I was like, sick.
This is so good. It's like Breaking Bad or something.
And so I called this guy. I called a number, and I thought it was gonna be like a factory or something. And this big burly voice picks up, Elko, and I was like, yeah, hey. And I was like trying to be like, oh yeah, I'm Southern too, or like I was like, can you do this for me? And he was just like, what are you doing with that? And I was like, I'm making a drum. And his whole attitude changed. He was just like, that's the coolest thing I've been asked to do in forever. And so, you know, I pull up, and I sure enough, there's this guy, like super. I wore like camo. I was like, I gotta I gotta fit in. And so, sure enough, big burly guy, firm handshake, nice as all get out. And he's like, this is like such a cool thing. Like, I usually like work for the city and other things. And he's like, I don't really get to like do a passion like this. So he's like, this is awesome. And so, hanging from the roof is, I can only imagine like a few ton industrial roller. And I'm like, oh, where do you roll it? He's just like, points up, and I'm like, oh. He's like, yeah, I gotta get the forklift to get it down. So he grabs his forklift. The thing is legitimately massive. Like it's probably as long as the bed, like that length.
Yeah.
And like it's huge. It's and so he's like, yeah, I'll give you a call like when it's done. I'm like, okay, cool. So I drop off all the metal, I go home, and I'm like, fuck, like I don't have any tools to like do this. I'm like, I did not think I was gonna get this far. And so you know, so a few weeks go by, and he's like, come pick him up. And so you know, I'm driving there, I'm like scared. I'm like, is it gonna be round? Is it gonna be square? And I show up, and sure enough, they're round, and I'm like, I have to do this now. Like I can do this. So I have all these shells, and the funny thing is that like Mike Dawson lives in Pittsburgh. Do you know who Mike Dawson is?
Yeah, he was the big cheese at like Modern Drummer.
Yes, product reviewer. He's the GOAT. Amazing, casual, just Pittsburgh guy. But so I was like talking to him about like what he likes in a drum and like what makes a drum timeless and such. Because I have my own ideas about it, but I'm like, you know, this is like Google of drums. I'm like, I need to know like what he thinks. And so I didn't expect for the days to line up. So like I get the first shells ever, and and I meet up with him at a Asian Chinese restaurant in Pittsburgh, and it's a mess because somebody got hit by a car in front of it. So we're like trying to get through. It was all a day. So we sit down and we're like talking about it, and he's just like, well, we finished wrapping up, and it was a great conversation. And he was like, well, when the shells are done, like I'd love to see them. I'm like, well, actually, I legit just got them. So we walked to my car, and he's just like, oh, like okay, like you have shells now, like build them type of situation. I'm like, okay, sick. And so I'm looking at prices of tools and whatnot, and I'm like, I'm kind of cooked. So like I'm gonna put this on the sideline. And about a week or so later, Malcolm, like out of the blue, hits me back up again. He's just like, hey, like, can you do these sales shows? And I was like, oh my God, like I'd love to. And he's just like, yeah, like you'll be paid very well. And like I told you, like I'll pay you back somehow. And like, so like, here's some shows. So I was like, amazing. And so Pool Kids does some more touring that summer. I do the sales shows, and which granted it's only 2. And afterwards they're just like, oh yeah, here you go. And it was just like the most money I've ever gotten touring. Ugh. It was like, I was like, oh my God. And so I go home and I'm just like, this either will sit in my bank account and slowly be drained for McDonald's, or like I just need to go and like do this like now. And so, the next day, as soon as like the money hit, I went to Harbor Freight. I was like, drill press. I was like, table, like I bought it all. And so I just like went home and I was like, okay, so I've been restoring drums for a while. Like I know like what a drum should be. And I like all this stuff. And so I was like, okay, so I go do my first go around and lugs are crooked. I made the shell undersized. It was so fucked up. And I was like, oh, maybe this isn't for me. But I was like, I'll try again. So I kept trying. And then eventually like I got like a shell and a size I liked and a size that like didn't splay, because I was doing carbon steel. And then so like, I was like, okay, so I can do carbon now. But I was like, I just went and bought every other metal I could do. And so I got like aluminum rolled, stainless rolled, and carbon rolled. And so once again, the whole thing is like, I just thought you could drill into all of them. I'm like, oh, you just drill. No, not like stainless steel is impossible. I did not, I learned my lesson really hard with stainless. And it turns into hardened steel if you drill it too fast, which practically just becomes bulletproof. You can't do anything with it. You kind of just like brick the shell.
I didn't know any of this.
And so, so first I'm doing stainless, that happens. And so I finally get it made. And I leave in like 2 days for the military gun tour. And so I finally got this stainless shell made, and I go and I'm like, okay, I can do stainless now. So I go and pick up more stainless sheet. I drive it to the guy Troy who rolls them for me, and I'm like, I'm gonna go on tour. Take your time with these, but like when I come back, like I'll pick them up. He's like, for sure. And so finally have the stainless shell made. It's kind of wonky, but it works. It plays. People are complimentive of it. We did a show in Orange County, and we did like an off day show. And we got like the day sheet, and the in-house sound person was somebody named Alex Lopez. And I was like, there's no way. And it's because I'm like, that's Suicide Silence, Alex. Right. And Christine and people in the van were like, no. I'm like, no, this, like he's from here. Like this has to be him. Yeah. And so, we show up to the venue. Sure enough, it was him. I'm like, oh my God. And so he's like a king of heavy drums as well. And so we were like doing sound check, and he's like, what kind of drum is that? And I was like, I made it. And, afterwards he comes over and we talk, and he's like, oh, here's my number. And so he was like super supportive of that. And I was like, okay, so like that a lot, like these sound good apparently. Yeah. Like that's sick. And so we come home from tour, and I go to the drum shop like every day. My shop's there now, but like before it was in my basement. And but I would go to the shop every single day. I'll go Monday through Saturday from open to close, and I just would hang out and annoy the fuck out of Chris and everybody that works there. Probably.
And which drum shop's this?
Hawthorne Drum Shop.
Yeah.
The best drum shop in the world.
Shout out.
I'll get into Hawthorne in a second. Like, my love for it. But so I came back. I have a practice space down the hall. And so I dropped my stuff off, but I left the drum in the main room. And so I leave, and then the next day they're doing like a live at the drum shop with like Sean Radcliffe of Loathe. And so Sean and them all get there early, and that's where I met like Adam Rogers and like Sean. I show up late. Well, not even working. I just showed up, and so Giuseppe's like, "Yo, Sean wants to talk to you." I was like, "Oh, sweet." And Sean's like, "Can I buy this drum?" Ugh. I was like, no, because like it's the first one I made. It's like there's like all these things fucked up about it, and he's like, well, it's really nice. And he ended up using it for the Live in the Drum Shop video, but he's like, I want one, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was late because I went and picked up the shells that got rolled. I was like, what size do you usually play? It's like, 6.5. I was like, I can make you one tonight, and I can.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I can bring it to, because like they had an off day in Pittsburgh, and then like the next day was like the Knocked Loose show, and so we do the Live the Drum Shop. Everybody meets, like, nice to meet you, and I'm like, cool, calm, and collective, and they leave, and I'm like, fuck, like, I'm like, oh my God, like I gotta make a drum for Sean. Like it's like that's my first ever like organic like sell, I guess.
Yeah.
And so I go home, and like I kind of have like rules with building at home where like it can't be nighttime, like just like I have to be respectful for like my people live in my house and also my neighbors because my houses are attached.
Yeah.
And so I go home and I just like drill out as much as I possibly can of it, and then I have to stop at night, and I'm like laying, inside just being like, I need to finish this. But the thing is, like, Chris and people at the shop didn't know that Sean asked me to build them a drum. And so, I wake up early in the morning, finish building it, drive right to the Stage AE, drop it off, and I meet like all the Loathe people again. And then they introduced me to like the Knocked Loose, and I'm trying to think of the other band, Show Me the Body people. And they're like, wow, like you legit just finished this. Like you can still smell the oil on it. And so everybody's like playing it, and they're like, oh, it sounds sick. And so, have you ever seen Sean play?
No.
Sean hits so fucking hard. And I was like so scared that it was going to like explode, like break the head first song. I was so nervous. And so, I'm watching them sound check. I'm just like standing there like sweating.
Yeah.
And so sound check finishes, drum sounds good. Everybody's like super stoked on it. Yeah, Sean hits so hard that the throw comes off the, like, they had like DW snares. The throw comes undone and everything. He just hot glues it all down. So it's all like,
oh my God,
it's awesome. But so, I have like a trick throw. I'm like, okay, it should be fine. And so, they play. I'm with like Chris and Giuseppe, and they finished playing, didn't break, nothing happened. I was like, okay, good. So I look at Chris and I'm like, how'd that snare sound? And Chris is like, sounds awesome. Like, I was saying all this good stuff. He's like, I can't believe that it's like a DW up there. And I'm like, I made that. Because like, what? I'm like, yeah. And so through Sean purchasing that, Adam then took it on tour with Static Dress. And that's how that's how I met Sam, because Sam started playing that drum on tour. And then they played Pittsburgh with Under Oath. And I got to meet Sam in person.
Oh,
and
Sam
I'm like,
and Aaron.
Sam Ogden.
Beautiful. Dude, it's crazy watching him play.
Yeah.
Like his vocabulary is nuts. And then you watch, like, here's like the face recording. And then you go to like one Instagram video. Here's face live with a rack tom over here. And then you go to another video. Here's face live with like the cymbals this high. It's all new parts. It's all fucking sick. It's all smooth. And I'm like, it's like watching like the Mona Lisa being painted. It's like, like it's happening right here, but like it's about to be the biggest thing ever. It's amazing. It's so sick watching Sam play. And it's really nice that like he supports me in any way possible. I don't know. He doesn't have to, but like him, Adam, and all them, like it's
nicest guy.
Truly,
Nicest
it's so sick. It's nice to know that like I have people over here like them. But
Insane.
Fantastic.
And people can buy your drums as well, can't they? I mean, we'll get on to Hawthorne Drum Shop, but there's videos of you playing them.
Yes.
You can buy them off the website.
So I have my own website now, but nothing's on it. But I just did a bunch for Hawthorne, and I think they all sold besides one right now.
Oh my God.
But sorry, I just kept rambling.
No, it's
Get
great.
there,
It's
people.
so
Pick
good.
up this lonely drum. It needs a home. Should we get on to Hawthorne Drum Shop?
Yes,
Yeah.
Take us there. Paint us a picture.
my heaven on earth. I love Hawthorne.
I've never been, so walk us through it.
So 2021, I moved to Pittsburgh, and I knew nothing about Pittsburgh other than Hawthorne Drum Shop.
Like the Pittsburgh Penguins, might as well shout them out.
Yeah.
Shout out Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm sorry, I've never been to a game, but I knew of Hawthorne beforehand because I would DM them about drums, like not about like purchasing, which I'm sorry, Chris. I DM'd them about like what did I find, and they'd respond, and they're always very, very kind. And so when I moved to Pittsburgh, legit, I showed up. I drove up, and it was like I got there at like 8:00 at night on a Friday, and then at open Saturday I was at Hawthorne. I was like, all right, I'm here. So I walk in and I meet Chris for the first time, and he was very kind, and like 2 days later, I was gonna leave to do LP2, so I bought like a bunch of sticks, a bunch of things from him, and I was like, oh, like I just want to keep buying things to keep supporting the shop. Like, what do I like? What else can I buy? And he's like, you can buy a mug. So I like bought a mug, and so like we met each other for the first time. I was like 24, and so then I went to the record. I came back, and I met Giuseppe, and then at the time it was just Chris and Giuseppe working there, and we're like talking. I'm not trying to be like fanboy because Giuseppe plays in Devil Wears Prada, but I was just like, we're like. I'm like, oh my God, like you're the guy. And so he is super kind, so incredibly friendly. And, you know, I started coming to the shop more and more on Saturdays. I always only would come once a day. And eventually it was like feeding a stray cat.
How long was that once a day visit though?
That was probably like, I'd come in for like a few hours.
Okay.
And so, and then they were like, you know, we're like open on Fridays as well. And I was like, oh, it's crazy. I knew that, but I was like, so I'd come on Fridays, and then I eventually would hang out there all day Friday, and I'd come Saturday and I'd hang out there all day Saturday. And then eventually Chris is like, the shop is open Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursdays. But like, it's not open to the public, but like, you're welcome to come hang out. Because at this point, like I was doing like, Pool Kids was touring, and like, they knew I wasn't like complete random. And then, I legit just never left. Yeah. And I'm sure they're like, fuck. But yeah, no, I just I go every day. At the time, before I even had like a practice space there or like workshop there, I would go every single day. I would show up, you know, they opened at 12. I'd be there at 12, and I would hang out till close. And would just like lay on the floor or just like legit just being there. Now I was just like in the shop. And so Chris eventually was just like, I will never hire you because you play in a touring band. Chris is like, if you leave Pool Kids, you have a job. But they're like, sometimes Giuseppe would leave. And so Chris was like, I need you to like go pick up shells. And so I was like, oh, I'll do anything. So I'd go and pick up shells for Chris, or I'd go and like do things for Chris at home. And so I started to do things like that for the shop. But more often than not, I legit would just show up and just like a fly on the wall pace. Or just like, I'm like.
You said you were lying on the floor.
Yeah.
Was that your favorite place to be?
Yes. I do that all the time. My roommate is that music writer, Eli Ennis. And so they will like, we would like, after our day is done, they'll sit on the couch, and I legit just lay on the floor and we talk about music for hours. But yeah, I just like lay on the floor, and sometimes
you're like a shop cat.
I legit am. I say I'm the shop boy. I'm like, I don't work here. But so you know, I go to the shop a bunch, and then my practice space got shut down, and Chris is like, I don't know how I could ever like. There's like a thank you, like I don't know how to ever like thank him enough. And like pretty much like if you take my family tree, like my biological one, I added like an extra branch in there somehow, and then, like that's where Chris is. Like,
shout out Chris.
No, he's awesome. And I'll talk more about that in a second. But so you know, like my practice space got shut down. Chris is like, I have like this practice space you can use. Like it's the room in my video. It's like maybe 5 feet this way, 8 feet this way. I have a bee's nest in the window. I call them my pet bees. And so I started practicing there. And so like at this point, like I did have more of a reason to show up.
Does that annoy the bees at all?
I don't know. I don't ask them.
Yeah, fair enough.
We have a divider.
Yeah.
They don't pay rent. So, but neither do I. So, you know, I would go to the practice space all the time and use it. And then, so I was always at the shop, and now I'm playing at the shop. And then I'm having relationships with Giuseppe. I have relationships with Chris, and Giuseppe, like, you know, I have no endorsements, and Giuseppe tried his hardest to like get me involved with people, and heard no emails back. But
they're missing out, man.
No, I get it.
They are missing out.
No, it's like I think companies are like on the out. It's just with tariffs and everything, and like I understand why prices are getting like that. But I think the company is out, and I think like the drum shop and like boutiques are in, because it's just like more of a community, more with like one-on-one with somebody. But I get why it's like becoming it's like more and more impossible to get endorsements and such, which is kind of like why I started building my own things, because I was just like, this is just like easier.
Yeah.
So I have a practice space. I'm trying to the shop every day, and then I ended up moving out of my townhome, moved in with my friend Eli, and I lost my shop. And Chris was just like, "We have a shop," and he's like, "We have a room over here." And so I was like, "Damn, dude." And so I moved into the drum shop. Here's a drum shop, and there's a room next to it. And so I have my workshop in there. And there's like rules where like when I'm on tour, like everybody can use my tools. and like I have to teach everybody everything and like all this stuff. And it's like if I don't use it, you lose it situation. I'm like, dude, like I'll like fuck yeah, like
the don't put clothes on the drum kit.
exactly.
Or we're taking it
yeah.
away.
And so like I'm in there like every day, either doing things like
It's like a dream.
it's awesome, yeah, and it's all because of Chris. Like it truly is, and like, dude, yes,
Chris.
no, he's sick, and like, you know, he like helps me like sometimes like right now on this tour, like I was like so. I crack like a 23-inch ride like every tour, and it's becoming like a financial burden.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
and especially like at the level like where Pool Kids is where it's like I like need like nice gear and like things that aren't broken in order to like maintain like a professional like level, and like it's just becoming too expensive. Like I crack a cymbal, my warranty is up. Like there goes $500 after like a month.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god. And so Chris is like, because they're doing like Hawthorne cymbals now. Chris is like, here's like this 24-inch, take it on tour and let me know how it is. And I'm like, dude, truly, like he like looks out after like everybody, like touring drummer, like dude, he is like the guy. I feel like with like there's like 2 generations up with drummers where they could like talk about who does what at what company, like oh like that's Paul Francis or like that's so and so. And I feel like my generation and like the generation up and like the ones to come are gonna know like the drum shop people.
Yeah.
And like I feel like Chris is one of them. I really do believe that like he like it's all for like the cause of drums and musicians. Like he goes to shows, he like looks, it's, you know, I think like he's going to be like the guy.
It's really nice to hear you say that about drum shops and the community of drummers that can be built, because in England, it got a little bit bleak. And maybe is getting a bit bleak. There's very, very little options.
I've learned, I've been, when I got my backline stuff, it was all like used heads, and I've been trying to find anywhere that sells drum heads, and it's impossible. I thought about hitting y'all up, but I was like, I can't make y'all do that.
I mean, could have.
No, thank you.
Do you need them?
Oh no, it's almost done now. But
well,
I appreciate it.
next time. We're going to speed through it. There's a pre-game. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Caden. I was unaware of Pool Kids until Alex brought Pool Kids to my table. And I'm really glad he did.
My God, thank you.
Fucking tastic.
Thank you.
But it made me wonder, what else have I been sleeping on? Maybe I've been sleeping on you. Maybe there's things about you I don't know. So welcome to the quickfire round of let me find my notes. Will the real Caden please stand up? I've called it that because you did a really funny Instagram post where you'd shattered all your cymbals, and you'd like parodied Stan, the rap song by Eminem, asking Zildjian to get in touch with you.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And
yes.
You've mentioned it already, going through cymbals, but you've gone through the lot in that video.
Yeah.
And it made me laugh so much that I've made a section in honor of that.
Can I interject something real quick?
Yeah, get in there.
So, with building and such, there's a certain music store in the States that I built my own key to unlock the cymbals and such. So I endorsed myself.
What?
What do you mean you made a key?
I figured out how to unlock the cymbals from a certain music shop in the US.
Let's leave it there so no one comes
I
for
know.
you. But you cheeky boy. Right, you ready? It's a quick fire round just to get to know you before we play the game. Favorite childhood TV show?
I really liked I just said Pokemon.
Pokemon. Fantastic. Favorite late night snack? You could say McDonald's.
Purple Doritos.
Purple Doritos.
Yeah.
Which ones are the purple
If you're from
ones?
this, it's like a sweet chili.
Oh, Lord of the Rings or WWE?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Fantastic. Tallahassee's best bit?
Best bit?
Like best thing that's going on in Tallahassee?
Nothing right now, but at the time, the DIY scene. I lived there. Like,
Come on.
hands down.
Fantastic. A memory that makes you smile?
This is
Fantastic.
fucking awesome. Like I said, when I DM'd y'all, I was like, dude, this is the first time like anything like this has happened to me. And we have tried so like with Epitaph, we got PR people and they've tried to like get me to do stuff like this. And like, yeah, shout out Matt Powers for
Yeah,
the
shout
connection.
out Matt Powers.
Matt
making
Powers,
this
come on.
happen.
I mean,
Legend.
for a man that's walked into a room and seen Hayley Williams
this should
talking
not
about
be a
your
high
snare
point.
toe,
No, this is
I mean, this
sick.
shouldn't
No,
be the
truly.
high point. But
And-
life advice for a listener.
Chase your dreams because you're either gonna hate working for yourself or hate working for somebody else. So chase them.
Oh, he is Eminem.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Welcome to the game. It's called Easier Said Than Done. Lifeguard going in. Whistle, whistle, whistle.
because you did. So please try and listen through this before I drink too much and get too pissed. I need to say sorry for the game I made you play. I hadn't thought it through and I only made it yesterday. I was lazy, I'm sorry, please save me. The game was so dry, like a roast with no gravy, like a song with no beat, like a lovely summer's day with no heat. I'm a fraud, I'm a cheat, I'm a useless, I can meet Caden. I owe you a drink anytime, you just say when, my friend. I'll make another game, that's fun. But first, can I ask you one question? Can you forgive the drummer, son? For the real Caden Clinton, please stand up. For the real Caden Clinton, please stand up.
It's in honor of the album Easier Said Than Done.
Yes.
Check it out if you haven't. We've
Bangers.
talked about it, but it's bangers. It's easier said than done, and that's the point of the game. I'm going to just say a word at you.
Okay.
I'm going to say a word at you. You just have to say it back, and then you have to say the word, adding another word to it, which I've got. There's 11 words to create the memory game sequence. Okay. 11 words in honor of the 11 tracks of the album.
I'm scared.
Are you
I'm
ready?
scared as well.
I think so.
Pigeon?
Bagel.
No, pigeon.
Pigeon fly.
Just say pigeon.
Pigeon.
Pigeon waffle.
Pigeon waffle.
Pigeon waffle trombone.
Pigeon waffle trombone.
Pigeon waffle trombone Sagittarius.
Pigeon trombone Sagittarius.
You're wrong, you lose.
Oh.
You forgot waffle.
I see what you're saying now.
Oh, okay.
Shit game, innit? The other option was that I was going to bring a miniature swimming pool to your room
That's awesome.
and I was going to drown myself and then shout orders out, and you had to do what I was shouting out while I was underwater.
That's sick.
But Joel said that will make a mess.
Nah, that'd been awesome.
Is the game's falling apart, hasn't it?
A little
Caden?
bit.
It's falling apart, hasn't it?
Yeah, game's falling
falling
apart.
I like it though.
Right, okay. Before we finish, we have the Drum Social playlist on Spotify. Could you pick 3 songs to go into it? They can be. You've already got it sorted.
Yes.
Oh, my
he's
Lord.
Prepared. Sometimes people don't know
Professional.
what's going on.
So I'm just gonna double check, make sure it's saying everything correctly.
Whilst you're doing that, everyone go check out Pool Kids. Check out Caden's Instagram. It's at Crafty Caden.
There's 2 kinds of people in this world. There's some people that understand how to make content, and there's people that don't. I'm one of the people that don't. But Caden is definitely one of the people that does understand.
I'm trying. Okay, first song. It's by a band called Protocol from Tallahassee off the EP Bloodsport. And this the first song is called Bloodsport 1. That's for the playlist.
Oh, great.
Ronnie Francisco is one of the best drummers I've ever met. He is a DIY Tallahassee legend. He hits harder than most people I've ever seen play, with also like the fluidity around a kit of like a butterfly. If you go and look up Protocol, like the Hey 5-6 set or like the Everything Not Okay set, like he's a monster, like amazing. And just like yeah, that's the beauty of this touring thing, is I can meet people like that, and I hold him in such a high regard to like professional touring musicians and whatnot, because everybody's professional at the end of the day. It really is, and so he takes this very seriously, and so yeah, that's my first pick.
Get it in the playlist.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And then the next one is Walkie Talkie off the record Shadow Expert by the band Palm. I've never met their drummer. I believe his name is Hugo Stanley, but I think that record came out in like 2017. I think his writing is like light years ahead of like everybody else. It's
I don't
like
even know who this is.
it's crazy. Like it's very, very, very good playing. The parts are written so beautifully. It's just like big brained drum parts, and it's not like in the sense where it's like paradiddle chops and stuff. It's just like it's like he is the only person that can make that band sound that way, and I think that record is amazing.
Get in.
Bye.
I've learnt 2 bands already.
Yeah, straight away. Right, third.
And the third one I am doing, the song is called Idiot Temptation Force off the record I Don't Want to See You in Heaven by the band Callous Cowboys. Marty Hughes is a generational drummer. They are playing these parts that I'm glad I don't have to play them. I always make the joke that I'm like, I must feel so good to play like a Cowboy song, like, but it's fucking crazy. And he does all of it like with such a beautiful smile. And another person that is so technical and just also like the way they move around the kit, it's all so fluid. We got to do the Coheed cruise together, and I was at every set, and I'm their biggest fan. Marty's and the band's. But yeah, that's somebody.
Coheed cruise.
Yeah, Coheed in Cambria. They
Yeah.
do like a music cruise.
They do a music cruise. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I did not know this. Obviously, I love Coheed and Cambria, but
Imagine being on that boat.
fucking hell, with all that hair.
Those are my 3 songs for the playlist, and those are 3 drummers that I like really like look up to, or look up to and greatly appreciate.
Fantastic.
I mean, insane. But yeah, thanks so much for doing this.
Yeah,
we didn't get a
thank you,
chance
Caden.
to mention it, but you mentioned before this that you were playing for Ethel Kane as well, which
I did.
Yeah.
that is insane.
A bunch of people. It's fun.
Yeah.
I got
So
very lucky from, once again, Tallahassee DIY.
go check out his Instagram. We already shouted him out, but Matt Powell's for making this happen.
Truly.
Yeah.
And one last thing I'll say, I really, really appreciate him, respect him greatly, because he went out of his way for me without knowing me or ever meeting me on a bunch of things. And like, I've never had like a drummer his size or like a band his caliber, to my knowledge, do that. So like when he eventually like DM'd me and was just like, oh yeah, like I've been doing this behind the scenes. I was like, true test of character. And so I'm very excited for the day that we cross paths.
Fantastic.
We'll make it happen.
Thank
but
you so much for doing this.
Thank you for letting me ramble so much.
Yeah,
I hope
no,
it all makes
hero.
sense.
Wonderful. Sorry, the game was absolutely shit.
No, it was beautiful still.
I fucked it instantly.
It's
But
fallen
yeah.
to bits, but you've kept me together.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Cool,
We're
yeah.
done.
All right,
Bye.
goodbye.
Woohoo!